Hey there, it's me, DjDoubleT, here and existing, back with a regularly scheduled program of how to make a romantic cartoon. We're gonna be on episode number 6 of the series, and yeah, I've been kind of on and off with the series. Like, I make it to one Wednesday, I miss another Wednesday. So I feel like at this point, I can promise every 2 weeks you'll get an new episode of this at some point. But yeah, let's see, where were we up to last? That's right, they were trying to kill me off last time. I'm mad about that. Like, sure, I may be a side character destined to die in this story, but I don't know, I like my character. And then things are different. But yeah, if you don't know much about the characters in this game so far, or where we are at this point, if you join randomly in the middle, so Jo Young is our main character who, in the storyline, from the author's point of view, is supposed to die. But we end up possessing his body and trying to kind of change the story a little bit and just kind of make sure things are nice for our sister who is our twin who looks similar to us, and kind of like before we go that our sister has one of the main male leads to go after her. So you have Hyun, which he seems like he's very much a rich boy who I think he views us kind of like a plaything a little bit, but he also cares for us. Junha is like our definite golden retriever energy. Like he was like getting beaten up, but he also kind of is really nice to us so far. Uh, do I actually remember the other guys? Okay, Sangwoo. So this guy is also the person who's bullying us, but spoiler, likes us. What happened to you? Oh yeah, you were the guy who was actually beating us up pretty hard, and then I kicked him out. And then you have Yoon Jae, which I don't think we've seen Yoon Jae yet. Which I'm gonna guess is actually there's no way that's just our sister, but taller looking and dressed up as a dude. No way. Then Dongwon, who's like part of the lackey group. And I don't know, I've never seen you yet. Honestly? Who knows? Wait, I can set them up. That's right. I can also
무슨 생각을 했냐고?
I can choose what their outfits are.
당연히 네 생각이지.
But that's besides the point. What, a love load? I guess things are a little unbalanced. He's sad because he's not getting enough love. Yeah. What are my extras? Oh, those are my extras. Alright, time for episode 6. Let's dive in and see where we go. Alright, to make a romantic cartoon. Episode 6, The Things You Realize Afterwards. Yunjae, Chon Yunjae. A familiar voice is calling my name. Lee Jin-ha, Gang Hyun. I want Jin-ha, honestly. Yunjae. Lee Jin-ha? I'm tired. I turned around and pulled the blanket over my head. Suddenly someone slapped me on the back. That! I grunted a low voice that I wasn't familiar with. Wait a second, is this my actual body? Sean Yunjae, wake up, will you? Mom? I guess the real me could just be my regular voice. And then, yeah. Feeling confused, I rubbed my eyes. But Mom was still there, glaring at me angrily. It was her. It was my mom. I could tell from the pain on my back that this wasn't a dream. I couldn't reach you, so I came all the way here. Only to find this mess. Is this why you want to live alone? My arms and legs didn't look as thin as before. This is my room. I'm back. I'm finally back. So I went from like handsome, taller dude to like small, a little more feminine twink. Why does everything feel so awkward? I saw Mom out and looked for my cell phone. My hands were shaking as I turned it on. Was it a dream? Was it just me imagining things? The people I met, the time I spent, and the feelings I had. My cell phone finally turned back on. I searched for the title No Forgiveness as fast as I could. When I touched the title, there was a notice that the writer had stopped drawing the cartoon. It wasn't a dream. But I didn't recognize the thumbnails of all the episodes. In short, this wasn't the cartoon I'd been reading. I've been reading the part where Do-hui took revenge after Do-yeon's death. But this is I mean, Cha Do-young's story. What on earth happened? Is it because the writers stopped drawing the story? Is this the reason I got kicked out? I was about to check the latest episode, but my finger flinched. The last thing I did was knock down everything around me to escape. I must have looked like a lunatic, looking at that from a third person's view. It wasn't an easy thing to do, but I couldn't turn away either. I had to check what happened to the others. I finally touched the screen. The story was cut off. In the last scene of the latest episode, I returned to school with Jinha and met Hyun. The events that led up to Do-young's death were not there anymore. I feel relieved. Something bothers me. Anyway, I guess I'm back now. What about Jinha, Hyun, and Do-hui? What happened to them? I had a strange feeling. It almost felt like guilt. I felt it as if I had driven everyone else into danger to spare my own life. Their lives had been literally cut off. They were as good as dead. I was upset at what the writer had done. A few days passed, and after I came back to reality, oh, there goes gravity. Life of Cheon Yoonjae wasn't all that different from that of Cha Do-young's. I went to school, wrote papers, and worked on some darn group projects. Gosh, people come up with all kinds of excuses. I was heading home after a long, tiring day. I heard a loud thud from a narrow alley.
뭐야? 꺼져.
What? Back off.
도와주러 뛰어온 사람한테 굉장히 인상적인 태도인걸?
Impressive attitude to show a person who's trying to help. Jinha. It reminded me of when I first met Jinha. I almost felt like crying. But this was no time to be sentimental. I have to help. I saw kids in school uniforms bullying a smaller kid. Everywhere I go, I see bad guys. One of the kids was trying to punch a small kid. I caught him by the arm. What? Let me go. He tried to shake me off, but Yoonjae wasn't as weak as Do-young. I grabbed his arm tighter. You can't bully others just because you're bigger than them. Let my friend go! No. Okay, I admit it. This was getting personal. Nice friend you've got there. Looks like I'm bigger than you. Does it mean I can punch you too? I grabbed the kid by the collar. Let's get out of here! The other kids ran away, leaving the one I was holding alone. Please, let me go. Now he was almost crying. I finally let go of him. He staggered backwards. I'm his neighbor. If I ever see you bullying him again, I won't let it slide. After warning him with an angry voice, I gave him a look to leave. He stepped backwards and ran away. Then I finally turned to the smaller kid. Are you okay? I helped him up and brushed the dust off his school uniform. Don't let them get to you. You're better than this. Then there's no good bullies. I could tell from his eyes that he was upset. Excuse me. Cheer up. Feel free to mention me if you have to. The kid looked like he was about to cry. I stroked his head gently. Was it because what had just happened? I missed the days when I lived at Do-young? To be honest, I'd been missing those days ever since I came back here. I miss his kind face. I miss his cheeky face. Why not? Oh. Just be yourself. Do whatever you want. And Jinha, who always protected me. You can stay there if you're too scared. And the last person I thought of was... Take care, Do-young. I felt like crying. I couldn't hold it back anymore. I covered my eyes with my hands.
이상하지? 그렇게 무섭고 힘들고 싫었는데.
Strange, isn't it? I suffered so much and I was so terrified.
지금도 그때로 다시 돌아가라고 하면 솔직히 너무 무서운데.
I would still be terrified if I went back there again.
그런데 어떻게 이렇게 그리울 수가 있을까?
But why do I miss them so much?
그렇게 돌아오고 싶어 했잖아.
This is where I want it to be. I should be feeling happy,
나는 어쩐지
but I'm not happy.
행복하지가 않아. 그렇게나 나를 아껴준 너희를 저버렸어.
I left you guys behind when you cared so much for me. And the dark, empty room looked more hollow than ever. Oh,
나는 천윤재니까.
I'm Jeon Yoonjae,
차도영이 아닌 천윤재니까
not Cha Do-young.
이게 당연한 건데.
This is where I belong. I felt tears running down my face.
보고 싶어.
I miss them.
돌아가고 싶어.
I want to go back. The words slipped out of my mouth. I wanted to go back so badly, but I didn't know how. I felt upset and frustrated. I couldn't help but cry out loud. Late in the night, I took out my cell phone. I hesitated for a while before I began typing. I'm sorry. I know you might hate me. You don't have to put me back, but let the others live on. I wouldn't feel so suffocated if I could at least watch them. I knew my life as Cha Do-young would come to an end in one day. But there are people I care for. I want to go back and make a story for them. I want to see them happy. Am I asking for too much? Please. I want to go back. I clutched my cell phone and cried myself to sleep. Bruh. I gotta stop getting into like the sad character scenes because I start to actually start tearing up. When I opened my eyes, I was back there. It felt like a miracle. You're quiet. The brave Cha Do-young I used to bite someone's leg when he was attacked. Bite someone's leg? I'm sure you won't see him again, but if you do, bite him on his hand, nose, wherever you'd like. I'll get you the best lawyer in the entire world, you get that? I kept blinking my eyes. I've seen this place. I've seen this situation. I've read this scene 1,000 times. It was the last scene of the latest episode of the comic. Oh, it's the day after Ha Sang-woo attacked me. I really came back. I'm Cha Do-young again. I had to hide my feelings since the two looked so serious. Lol. Lol. Seriously? Why is this cartoon this category? Lol. I knew this was gonna happen. Lol. I knew this day would come. I told you so. See, I told you these guys had something going on. I quit. Oh gee, I was a big fan of this cartoon. Look at what the writer has done. Looks like Cha Do-young's in big trouble. Lol. What? Huh? What? What is it? Why are they laughing? I want to know what's going on. Why are some people angry? I saw comments floating before my eyes, but they weren't telling me much on what was going on. I must have worn a troubled look on my face. What is it? Isn't that enough to comfort you? Comfort me? Hyun's words brought me back to where I was. He must have been thinking I was still freaked out because of Ha Sang-woo. It's not that. I'm okay. Then Hyun stretched out his hand towards my face. Hyun stroked me on the cheek. His touch was very gentle. It was almost like he was feeling sorry. You know I won't let this slide. I mean it. So don't worry about it. I saw a bruise on Do-young's neck. It really pissed me off. I was mad at Ha Sang-woo for doing this to him. When will this go away? My hand slowly moved downward to Do-young's neck. Someone snatched my hand away from Do-young. The guy was looking at me with furious eyes. What? Don't touch him. Legion. My gosh, these typos, they're so bothering me so much. Like it was earlier it was Jin I, not Jin He. Lee Jin Ha. He was the guy Do Young suddenly showed up with. I had no idea where he came from, but he was a real nuisance. So he doesn't want me touching Do Young. I couldn't stop myself from frowning. I suddenly felt tension between the two. What is wrong with them? They weren't like this until I got kicked out. I had no idea what was going on. But they might end up fighting if I just sit back. So I tore them apart from each other. What's wrong with you two? Yeah, give me those sad faces. Do it! They gave each other a hard stare before turning their backs at the same time. Huh? I was so confused. Well, they were rivals in the original story, but they got along just fine. What's wrong with them? Something felt seriously wrong, including all the comments I had just read. I only came back here to make you two and Dolphy happy. Did this fail from the start? Oh. It's the end of episode 6 already?
내 얼굴에 뭐 묻었어? 어디에? 가까이 와서 알려줘.
Mario, I can't believe this is already the end of the episode. Like, normally these go up to like 30 minutes, but this was only 17 minutes. You know what? Today's a special day. We're gonna do episode 7 as well. Because literally episode 6 was I became real again, and then I cried about it, and then I became part of the story again. And I am disappointed by that. Legitimately. So, without further ado, we're gonna go to episode 7, because that was too short. And honestly, it'll make up for last week, or the other weeks that I missed, you know? And I'm in this mood, let's do it. Let's dive in. Hard to make a romantic cartoon, episode 7. I meant to say 7. Something a sign of anomaly, right? I decided that I should get away from here. They'll stop fighting if I leave. Class will begin soon. Are you sure you don't want to see a doctor? I'm fine. I have to go now. Okay. Jinha followed me without saying a word. The sulky look on Hyun's face kinda bothered me. Morning classes were over. Hyun was busy with the student council, so I ate lunch with Jinha and came outside for a walk. I don't know why, but the way the bell rang gave me flashbacks to school, but it was different from what my school was used to. More flashbacks for school. Who is he? The guy we met this morning. When I looked up, I saw Jinha had a sulky expression on his face, just like Hyun. And I felt some hostility in his tone. He must have been feeling bothered. I know Hyun wouldn't like Jinha, but I never thought Jinha would be so hostile too. They were only together for a few minutes. Those weird comments and the conflict between Hyun and Jinha, it was obvious that something had changed. Of course, they were rivals who competed to win Do-hee's favor, but I want them to get close, in case I might disappear one day. I wanted the three of them to help one another when they faced difficulties, so I needed to make sure that Hyun and Jinha became friends. I was lost in thought when Jinha held my hand and pressed for an answer. Oh, right. He asked about Gang Hyun. His name's Gang Hyun. Then I stopped. I had no idea what else I had to say. Gang Hyun was just Gang Hyun. He's kind of a friend. I felt reluctant to introduce him as a friend. We'd agreed to pretend to be close friends. Of course, I always felt thankful for Hyun. He's a bit self-centered, and he's not that kind, but he helps me a lot. Jinha frowned. What was his problem? Kind of a friend? What the heck is that? The Young's answer made me feel uncomfortable. I liked the way Cha Do-young treated me, especially. I still wanted to more from Cha Do-young. I didn't want to share him with someone else, especially not him, Gang Hyun. He was one of those dangerous types. The way he touched Do-young and the way he looked at him, it all looked dangerous enough. He might take Do-young away from me in the blink of an eye. Is he someone special to you? I almost felt like asking him. Do-young suddenly jumped into my arms. Huh? What? I did that? Okay. Can I say this? Is there a... Oh, that's a save. Sure. Sure. I didn't know it was a save button. What's this button? Oh, that's for okay, wait. I can hide text? Okay. What if I heart? Oh, this is for... Okay. What's this? Oh, okay. Oh, it's a log. Okay. I was just like... I'm shaking. My legs suddenly came to a stop. Do-young. I was glad, but I noticed that Do-young's body was shaking. Sorry. Do-young was glaring at the upper part of the building. What is he looking at? I turned to see what he was looking at. A student was arranging a flower pot by the window. Do-young held me tight like he was feeling nervous. It's okay. It's alright. I gently stroked Do-young's back until his anxiety melted away. I had been walking by casually, but a familiar situation gave me a fright. Flower pot! I almost forgot! Now it's going to fall any minute. Before I knew it, I held Jinha tightly and closed my eyes. Any minute. Right now. Some time passed, but nothing happened. It wasn't at all like what I had expected. I couldn't believe it. I kept blinking my eyes. That flower pot should have fallen, but it didn't. I kept asking myself, why? Was it safe to assume that the system gave up on trying to kill me? My heart was still hammering. Doubt slowly turned into certainty. Did the story change? Do you feel better now? Jinha didn't ask me anything about why I panicked. I really felt grateful for him. Yeah, let's go back inside. It seemed everything was falling into place. All I had to do now was to plan some romantic connection between either one of them and my sister. And maybe help Gang Hyun and Lee Jinha become friends. At school the next day, at lunchtime, unfortunately things didn't work out that well. Darn it. I couldn't help but hesitate. I was standing in front of the stairs I once tumbled down from. Nothing had happened to Jung at this point in the story, but my legs were shaking. The horrifying feeling of being pushed. The hatred that was so glaringly obvious. I feel dizzy. Jinha noticed my hesitation at first. Do-young, what's wrong? Upon hearing Jinha's voice, Hyun turned around. Hyun's face stiffened when he saw me almost flopped on the ground. What is it? Are you feeling sick? I quickly shook my head. I was sick of going to the nurse's office or to a doctor. It's nothing. It's the stairs. What about the stairs? They made me feel dizzy. Someone pushed me here. Someone tried to kill me. You were the ones who helped me. I barely survived. But none of you will remember that. I had no intention of telling them. While their faces took on a set expression, I shut my eyes tight. Why do I keep imagining bad things? I felt like I would tumble down the stairs any minute. I held onto the rail so tight that my knuckles turned white. Is he still terrified because of Ha Sang-woo? Do-young, what's frightening you so badly? Both Hyun and Jinha bit their lips. I'm okay. I just need a minute. Do-young, do you want me to carry you on my back? Then Hyun talked to me from a few steps down the stairs. Cha Do-young, if you're feeling sick, I can take you to the nurse's office. But if you're okay, come down here, I'll give you a hand. Hyun stretched out his hand as if urging me. I know you can do this. You can take my hand. Hyun wanted me to get on my own feet. Jinha wanted to help me. I held the rail and stood up. I held Jinha's hand and stood up. I felt my anxiety melt away thanks to them. Why not? They helped me overcome my trauma for stairs. I'm really glad they're here. That's what I thought up until 5 minutes ago. But when we got to the cafeteria, they were butting against each other again. This is not good. The little war began with something very trivial. Mini pork cutlet was on the menu. Hyun and Jinha literally made a pile of mini pork cutlets on my tray. Hyun was telling me to eat his pork cutlets, and Jinha was telling me to eat his. Why are they being so childish? People were staring at us, which really embarrassed me. It's too much for me. You eat them. I'm only a skinny twink. But they were not listening. You're too weak. You should eat more than that. Yeah, you have to eat up to get healthier. Should I get more? No. This is enough. Oh yeah? Oh, wrong voice. Oh yeah? That means you can finish these, right? But don't rush yourself. You might get indigestion. No, they're suddenly the perfect pair. I felt very uncomfortable throughout the entire lunch. But I did manage to empty my tray. We stopped by a snack bar. Chips, ramen. Give me. I want snacks. I'm getting used to coming here. Hyun keeps buying me snacks. The snack bar was crowded with hungry students like any other day, but when Hyun showed up, all the students made way for him. He'll be back in no time. I'm not even surprised anymore. Jinha and I sat down and waited for Hyun. I'm here. Hyun had 2 banana milk boxes in his hand. Just 2? What about Jinha? Hyun stepped up to me and gave me a banana milk box. Here, something sweet to cheer you up. That was bad. Here, something sweet to cheer you up. I smiled and took the milk box. It was really sweet of him, but what about Jinha? I asked him with my eyes, but Hyun just shrugged. I let out a sigh and gave my milk box to Jinha. Hyun's good-looking face stiffened a little. Oh dear. It seemed like he didn't like what I had just done, giving away the milk box when he bought it for me. Hold on, Jinha. We'll be right back. I held Hyun's arm. We need to talk. No, I don't really need to drink this. Be right back. No, okay. Okay. Hyun and I left Jinha behind and stepped out to the hallway. What's wrong with you? You can buy a whole bunch of these. You want me to buy a whole bunch of these? No! Why did you buy just 2? Legion has here too. Why would I care about him? Seriously? Feeling speechless, I stared at him blankly, then Hyun added, You shouldn't care about him either. I'm the one you should care about. You promised to be my pretended friend, remember? Hyun snapped with a stern look on his face, but he was just being childish. He was like a fretful child. I was dumbfounded. Where's the mature Hyun I saw at the stairs? Should I call him cute or what? I'm the one that you should care about. Gee, people might get the wrong idea. My face felt like it was burning up. I gave him a warning. I spoke to him in a soothing manner. No, let's chastise him. We're only doing that because of the bullies. It has nothing to do with Jinha. We don't have to put up a show in front of him. We might get caught if we don't act close even when there aren't others. And let me make this clear. You're the one who should pretend that you're my close friend. I said I'll pay the price. Oh, right. You promise you'd pay for that. Then I'll ask Do Young to stay away from Lee Jin Ha. Then I remember the conversation we had that day. Who do you think I am? Me. Not me either. You'll what? What do you mean by that? I thought he was being absurd, but what a shame. Did he see the future or what? I laughed at my own absurd imagination. Alright, then I'll be the price myself. Felt very offended this morning when Doyoung left me behind. Actually, the word offended would be an understatement. I felt like I'd been defeated for the first time in my life. I felt betrayed. For a moment, I even hated Doyoung for leaving me. Betrayed. I didn't want to have that same feeling ever again. Not a bad idea. Actually, it was a great idea. Having Chao Do-young beside me. No, being beside Chao Do-young myself. Then me.
뭐?
What? Pay the price by choosing me. What on earth are you talking about? When you have to choose one over the two of us, choose me. No. What? Hyun blinked his eyes as if he couldn't believe what he just heard. According to the deal, you need my approval too, but I can't agree on that. Why not? Because you were being mean. I don't want to choose the mean version of Gang Hyun. I thought I liked your straightforwardness, but I guess I don't. Hyun finally gave up, but whined like a child. I couldn't help myself from breaking into a smile. His sullen face looked kinda cute. He'll turn sulky in no time. I'll talk him out of it. I gently took Hyun's hand. Forget the deal and everything. Can't you just be friends with me and Jinha? Hyun looked down at his hand as I was holding. Please? When I waved his hand gently, his lips flinched. It looked like he was going to say yes, but he was being hesitant. Jinha's pretty nice, you know. I added it and Hyun's face took on a stern look. That face is like, I'm disgusted, I'm appalled, gross. The last part changed my mind. No.
뭐?
What? What is wrong with him? Hyun was already walking my way. Looks like I still have a lot of work to do to make Jinha and Hyun friendly. Ji Dong showed up after class. Jinha stood in front of me and gave Dongwon a hard stare. I need to talk to Do-young. What more has he got to say? We all saw when Do-young had a breakdown. He pretended he was fine, but it made me very upset. He might recall the terrible incident again, when he was finally getting better. I had been transferred to Kangsong High School for him. I just wanted to protect Do-young, but I wasn't sure if I got here in time, or if I was too late. That day, I barely managed to save Do-young, but I wasn't proud of myself. It wouldn't have happened if I had come sooner. I blamed myself and I felt upset. Will I feel any better if I give him a beating? I was breathing heavily out of anger. Do-young patted my shoulder from behind. Jinha, I'm okay. Do-young smiled gently, trying to calm me down. I'm fine with him. I want to hear him out. Jinha looked reluctant, but slowly stepped away. You wanted to talk to me? I'm sorry. I was a bit surprised when Dongwon lowered his head and apologized. I knew it wasn't the right thing, but I didn't stop them. Back then, I thought I should follow my friends. Did Kang Hyun tell you to apologize? I wasn't naive enough to let him fool me. Dongwon flinched at my cold tone. It's not like that, I swear. I decided to apologize to you myself. I'm sorry. Ji Dongwon looked about to cry. He could be telling the truth. I always thought he was kind of slow-witted. He must have gathered all his courage to make an apology. Okay. Ji Dongwon's face brightened up, but I wasn't done yet. But I'm not forgiving you. It's not like I have an obligation to accept your apology. Yes, I was Cha Do-young, but I couldn't make such decisions on my own. I'm not the only one who suffered. But I'll remember that you said sorry. Thank you. What about the others? Will they come and visit me one by one? I'm not sure. I guess not. If you meet the others, you tell them. Okay. Tell them what? If they ever see me again, after graduation, wherever and whenever it may be, don't dare say things like, I know I was a bit naughty back then, right? Because if they do, I swear, I'll kill them on the spot. I won't be the same weak Cha Do-young then. Tell them to stay away from me, got it? Ji Dongwon nodded very hard. That night, I went to bed lighthearted thanks to Ji Dongwon's apology. Next morning, I opened my sleepy eyes. The system pop-up showed up. Oh, file overwritten. Oh, file overwritten. Update completed. Major updates. Title: No Forgiveness, One Day Romance. Oh. Characters: Cha Do-young, Gang Hyun, Lee Jin-ah. I stared at the pop-up message blankly. One Day Romance? Excuse me. I love the new title. It sounds so romantic. Hold on. Why does my name come first? And why is the list so short? Where's Cha Do-hee? I heard Do-hee answer, I'm here. Wait, I'm here. No, that's not what I meant. Where's the heroine? Oh.
네가 와준다면 언제까지라도 기다릴 수 있어.
Don't tell me they wrote out my sister. I actually liked my sister. Mari, if you're still here, I hope you know why I like one male leader over the other. Like, look at that line. Look at that line. I've already had my favorite. I don't need the rich main male character who's like Batman. I'd rather have the golden retriever energy. And you can't tell me otherwise. It's like I can wait for you forever as long as you come to me. Like, that is that. Alright. But this is where we'll end this part of the series for now. We'll come back to it next week and go to episode 8 and see where we end up for that. But for now, we'll take a small break again. And then we'll switch over to self-care. But thank you those who came by for this little segment. Thank you, Mari, for being my mod. And if you see this on YouTube and you want to see this live as the series goes on, feel free to come to Twitch. But for now, DjDoubleT out and about, and deuces. Have a good time, zone.